It's a glitch, bro. It's gotta be a glitch. If we all feel that way.
He won't even. Honestly, I was like, don't send it. He didn't even respond to me. He didn't say anything. I think he froze.
Oh no.
We lost.
No,
you
you
I was
didn't.
like, oh, that was good. That was really good.
Fucking got me.
How you feeling, my brother?
I just woke up from a nap.
That feels you.
I'm like kind of tired, but kind of well rested / tired.
Hey, man,
But
sometimes the body needs it.
I brought an apple to show and tell, so hopefully I could show you the apple and then.
You know what's funny? I never
Oh,
eat green apples.
energized.
I never eat green apples. I just bought 2 green apples when we went shopping. I have 2 of them in my house now because I was like,
Granny Smith apples are the shit.
I like them with caramel.
See, that's why you have diabetes. You should use them with. You should have them with peanut butter.
You know, fun fact, whatever.
That your diabetes is under control. I know, Frank. I know.
I don't have diabetes anymore.
What?
My A1C is under 6.3, and I'm officially not a diet. I was a controlled diabetic with no medication for the last year, and I am officially not a diabetic anymore.
Look at you pulling yourself out from under the ground.
Only took me like 6 years, but 7
Hey,
years.
man. It's not the distance, it's the journey.
That's it, man. It was a fun journey. I remember eating pizza fucking competitions and 5-pound burger challenges.
Yeah, in less than an hour. I'm actually really surprised. Super proud of you too, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you
All right, so I wanted to ask you this. I think this is going to be very meaningful.
Ooh.
I know you're tired, and I get that, but
Yeah. Right,
so far,
green apples have energy.
We got 93 episodes. This is going to be our 94th episode, and
Holy Santa Claus shit.
I know we're coming up on 100, and I know we want to do something like pretty cool for 100, all 3 of us, and you know, whatever it is. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but
To them
when
or
I
me,
first-
because I don't know.
when I first talked to you about this, think about when I first hit you up about like doing the podcast.
Right.
What were your first original thoughts of like, what made you want to come on here to do it? Like, what was it that like, yeah, you know what, I want, like, this is what I want to say, or this is what I want to talk about, or what were like your passions about being like, yes, let's try it?
Want the truth?
Yeah. No, I want you to fucking lie to me.
2 things crossed my mind. Number 1, holy shit, I could say things, people will listen, and I'll have an effect on them. Whether it's positive, which I hope for, or negative, which people will take away what they take away. And 2, oh man, nobody wants to do a podcast with Frank? All right, I'll do it.
Wow, that was mean.
I wasn't your first choice, and that's totally cool. I respect that. I understand. But you know what? We've come a long fucking way. And
you know, it's funny, and it's funny that you can say that you weren't my first choice, and not to say like my first choice, because I never wanted it to be my thing. But yeah, I did want to make it like a group thing or whatever. But yes, I did come up with the idea.
You had
initially.
Different plans for it.
But and here's the funny part. There are people now, still to this day, that I'm cool with, not cool with, whatever. A couple different people that have a little animosity towards me on the podcast because I either didn't ask them, or they weren't my first choice, or like, you know, they passed up on it because they weren't my first choice, or like whatever it was, or because it didn't work out, or blah, blah, blah. But there are certain people that like I have talked to after the podcast had been out for a while that were like, well, yeah, you never asked me, or we're like, yeah, you know, like this, and I'm like, damn, like, okay.
Shit.
So I do feel bad because it was a tough, not to say decision or like whatever, but like it was tough to think about like who's going to be able to do this all the time, who's going to want to, and who's going to be into it, and like, you know, where's it going to go? And don't get me wrong, I love where we came out now. I do. I love Specials of Nothing. I've grown very fond of our show, especially even more recently. I don't know if this is really conceited and whatever, but I listen to our episodes. Like when we
Of
post
course,
our
I do too.
when we post our episodes, like I listen to them. Like the
Not
history they want.
everyone. I'll tell you
Well,
the truth.
not everyone all the way through, but the history they want you to know. Me and Karen sat on the couch and watched it on YouTube on the TV and like watched the whole episode. You know what I mean? I think some of them are interesting.
I like to re-listen to what I have to say because I'll go back and I'll be like, oh shit, I forgot we said that. Or I'll be like, oh shit, I forgot to say that.
Or I'll be like, damn, I was only thinking about saying this. I should have like been listening more and paying attention because I would have thought to say this or blah blah. Like I do that a lot. I do. Opie. I swear to God, the last couple times we record, every time I'm recording, my dog growls and barks at something.
Every time I go in the kitchen, you in the kitchen.
in the
goddamn refrigerator.
No, but so seriously, what were like in a little more specific, I guess. What were some of the things that you like you were passionate to talk about? What was the message you wanted to get out there?
I remember when we first started up. We really didn't know what we were going to be based on or like what our topic was going to be. Or like our
5
niche.
different names.
5, bro. Do you remember I had 3 pages of names for us. We ran through them all. Then we narrowed it down to like a page. And then we narrowed it down to like what was taken, what wasn't taken, or what was good. We weren't thrilled on Specials of Nothing at first, but then like, all right, we're good for now. We'll leave it over
time.
We fucking ran with it, made the logo, and everyone was like, dude, after our first episode, social media, everyone was like, yo, I love the name. It's great. The logo's sick, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, cool. We could roll with this. We could roll with this. And
sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's like it's a matter of being secure with being insecure. You know how me, you, and Joe, we were like, yo, fuck it, let's do it. We're 3 best friends. I remember, bro, I was stuck on the fucking name of like Campfire Conversations because I'm sitting here thinking like it's just 3 of us. But you remember that?
Yeah.
Because it was just 3 of us bullshitting over here. And I was like, we've been friends for 18 years. We could just get on, jump on, and just talk about it. People will listen. If they like it, they love it. If they don't, then maybe another episode they'll like. And
well, see, I think getting on and just talking about stuff actually took us some time.
Well,
that was always the goal and the idea, but like it was funny because if you really listen in the beginning, it was
because
like
I always knew that we were being recorded and people were going to listen. So I tried to like, for me at least,
I know I did the same thing sometimes.
It was like it wasn't scripted, but I made the documents and I liked it because that's where I got my information from, my sources. I put a lot of time into this shit, bro.
No, I hear you. I feel you.
And you and Joe were like, bro, you gotta just act natural. I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to act natural? And now here I am acting natural. because now, and I don't remember exactly what episode it was, but I do remember that something just changed in my head where I was like, I'm not gonna be aware of an audience listening. I'm gonna be just focusing on you as if we're just chilling bullshitting, you know?
I think it was the first time we went to the attic. I think the first time we actually got to record together in the attic changed like a little bit for all of us because we didn't consistently do it. We went right back to Zoom after, and like it's not was something we tried out, but it helped us kind of break that barrier of like recording together. You know what I mean?
I mean, listen, there were still things that I felt a little robotic with because it, like I said, there was a lot of information that we wanted to put out there that I wanted to get my point across. So I would talk in a manner of like, I don't want to say monotone because I'm not a monotone person, but I would be very systematic and like robotic about it. And I'd be like, okay.
Systematic. Hydromatic.
Well, it's Grease Lightning.
Sorry, I don't know.
No, listen, hey man, it's a trigger word. I get it. It's a lot of fun, man. And I liked, I'll tell you the truth. I'm gonna look up our shit now because I'm gonna go onto our website, specialistofnothing.com, for those of you who still haven't. And I'm gonna go to the episode artwork because that's what we do. And all the way down the bottom, when we first started, we had social media, OnlyFans, cancel culture, and then coronavirus. Those were the first like initial, okay, guys, we're doing this. We're gonna roll with it. And then we had some really dope topics, like the microdosing one, the 90s throwback is definitely our favorite, I'd say, as a group. We love that
See,
one.
I liked microdosing personally. I thought that that was really cool, and I would love to do something else like that again in the future.
Hell
But the
yeah.
90s throwback was the first episode that we had that was, hold on, so it was
That took
only
off.
3, 6, 7. It was the 8th episode,
Yep.
and exactly, it had like 8,000 views. And that for me, I was like, oh shit, like this could really do something. And then ever since then, between the boxing match, the art show, which we have soon, I have the video that's getting finished up, so we're gonna post that on the website soon. But between that and the art show and like the other stuff that we've been doing now, like I really like where the show has grown, and I feel like even more over time now, like in the next year or whatever, if we keep it going, I do think that it's gonna go even further. I think that the longer we stick with it, the better it's gonna be.
I gotta say that our topics in the beginning were dope. And you could see the progression because there was like a small section in there where there was like 7 or 8. Bro, I'll tell you the truth. What are we on? This is maybe 94, 95, whatever we're at.
This will be 94, yeah.
I gotta say, I probably am not too fond of, I don't know, 8, maybe
Really?
9 episodes out of
Is it
all
like
of them. It's
5?
not even that I'm not fond of them. It's just a matter of like, they're not my top 92. You know what I mean?
I got you. I got you.
And I'll tell you the truth. Oh, that means wake up.
Well, you want to hear something funny? I
Well,
think I
let
did
me
tell you.
just ride with this
Okay,
real
go.
quick. Are you gonna forget?
No, go ahead.
All right. So the first couple topics that we had, since then I've wanted to come back to touch on them or do a part 2, like for instance,
too.
to aliens. The other one of like a what if or like the moon stuff. Like we're getting into Illuminati and conspiracy theories, and that's cool because that's my thing. I'm all about it. And that's where I feel like a lot of people like to listen to. Joe, on the
I
other
feel like a
hand,
lot of I do. I feel like a lot of our episodes do better when we stick on the conspiracy stuff, and
but
I think it's fun to talk about. I do.
I love it. But the things that I feel were more fun episodes were like the would you rather or what grinds our gears, you know?
Mhm.
The episode where you got COVID and shit about like memories, deja vu, stuff like that, you know? Then
Yeah.
we have the other things such as like, the fucking like capital punishment and shit of that sort and like
Mhm.
superhero lives matter. Those were fun episodes, but also
Superhero Lives Matter was fun. Growing
most
up
of
was
them,
cool.
yeah, some of them were a little just like, okay, this is a topic, we'll talk about it, you know? But like I said, we've grown into progression, and a lot of the ones that we had the most fun with are the ones that were unscripted or undocumented, shit like that, you know? Random
Mhm.
ass questions was a fun one.
To
Things
be
we
honest,
think you should know.
I think I'm the only one that, and this is kind of what I was going to
Excuse
say
me.
before too. I'm going to kind of mix it together
Go
now.
for it.
Uh, I think I'm the only one of the three of us that likes doing the interview episodes. Like, really likes doing it.
Yeah.
But I talked to Justin Silva recently, and he wanted to come back and do like a part 2 thing, like, and like kind of just, since he hasn't talked to us for a while, like things he's been up to, things we've been up to, kind of catch up again.
Mm-hmm.
But I just heard today that, or I not that I heard, I realized that I haven't seen Destiny Riders on like TikTok or anything for a while, and I used to see her like
Oh,
almost
yeah.
every day. I don't
What's she up
see.
to? The little Aussie mate.
I used to see her like every day live. I was one of her moderators at one point.
Oh, sweet.
So like I kept in touch with her. And then I realized I'm like, I haven't seen anything of her. I looked her up on Instagram, the profile's gone. And she had like over 1 million followers on Instagram. I looked her up on TikTok, profile's gone. Everything,
Really?
her profile's gone. So I was like, I wonder what the fuck happened, or like if she was buying followers and like her accounts got deleted, or if she just said fuck social media, or if
Oh, shit.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Do you think the Illuminati got to her?
I don't, well, it's funny because in the episode, I remember at one point she said like in her past she had like some people that she had to get away from. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You can't even reach out to contact her, right?
Mm-mm. The only contact I had with her was on Instagram. I was
Shit.
DMing on Instagram, so that was it.
You know, slide in them DMs.
Well, not like that. It was from our
I know what you
specialist
mean. It
account.
was
So,
like, hey, we're talking here. We're
well, no,
talking here.
Actually, you know what? I'm lying. I met her on TikTok originally because it was in her live. And then the way she was talking about who she was and whatever, I was like, who is this? And then I checked out her Instagram. She had 1 million followers. I found out all about music and this. And I was like, oh. So then the next time I saw her live, I was like, would you want to come on our podcast? Blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, yeah, message me on Instagram. But
And then I was like, Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi.
I mean, it was pretty. I didn't like think she was like a bad person, bad spirit type of thing.
No,
But
she's definitely a positive person.
yeah, I wonder what happened. I wonder what happened because I think that it was weird that I not to say like, oh, I never heard of her, like I know everyone or anything
I've
like that,
never
but
heard
like
of her before, and then all
yeah,
of a
but
sudden
like
she's got
her
all these mad
music.
people and views and shit.
I was gonna say, and like all these like followers and whatever, and a lot of people that come out like that buy followers, and if her accounts got gone, I feel like that could have been it. Like I don't know.
Hold up. My time.
Okay.
You can buy followers.
Yeah.
Why haven't we been doing this?
Because if you get caught buying followers, then you can get your account banned.
Got you. Also, we don't
To
got
me, it's not
time for
worth it.
fake friends.
Well, yeah, and to me, it's not worth it. So it's like they pay like a certain amount of money, and then these accounts like follow them, and then like and comment.
Oh,
and
like
this,
bots and stuff, you mean?
kind of, but they're
Okay.
like it's automated stuff. So like you pay, and like they have like these groups of people that'll all follow you and they'll all like and comment and this and that, blah blah blah, from these accounts. But if you get found out doing it, your account can get banned. And
Shit.
it's not even like you have to get found out like right away. They can find out later on and still ban you for it. So
Maybe you should send her an email. See how she's doing. Be like, hey, Destiny, how are you?
yeah, but send our email to who? To where?
Truth.
No,
So
but
I
so
don't
wait.
know. I mean, to get back to your question though,
Yeah, what so like think about it. Before we did an episode, even when it was like different name, whatever, when you heard about the podcast, you had to have something in your head that you're like I know you. You're like, I feel like, all right, can I pretend to be you for a second?
yeah, you have my permission.
Okay. So like I feel like you were in your head and you were like, yo, man, this is like my opportunity to
Hell
like
yes. Hell
spread my
yes.
message for people, the positive energy, and
You could
like,
stop talking
you know
right
what I
now. It'd
mean?
be
To just
exactly
get
what I was going to say.
like to get on their routines of like better health and better living and clean eating. And I don't know. I just feel like that's what you've done to me and anyone I know forever.
Okay.
So
Finish this quote. Ready?
well,
With great power. ...
comes great supervillains.
Okay.
I was trying to think of something funnier.
That's
No,
good. But that's
comes great
exactly what it
responsibility.
is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So by us having people tune in to what we have to say, why would we spend so much energy on something negative when at the end of each episode we could thank people for their appreciation, tell them to think for themselves and just do better, at life? Because at the end of the day, bro, we're all fucking humans. No one knows what the fuck we're doing on this planet, so it's like, hey, if you listen to us and you get a little inspired, or if you laugh throughout an episode, then that's great, because that means we touched you throughout this episode. Not in like a weird way, but like, just like one of those
I
things,
hear
like,
you.
oh shit, I didn't realize it. These guys are talking they're talking shop over here, and that reached out to me,
No, I hear you. Well, think about it like
and
this: between YouTube and Buzzsprout, and between the couple of episodes that have like gone off, we've had like over 10-15,000 people like listen to us and listen to our episodes and stuff like that. Like,
which is
to
crazy.
me, that in itself is awesome. Like, to
So,
me, that's just amazing.
Like,
Like,
what's fucking
especially
awesome to me? Again.
especially because podcasts are different than like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook Reels and this and that. Like nowadays, like, and all that, the shorts on YouTube, that stuff is easy views. You know what I mean? That's like, oh, you can get a
Simple.
couple hundred views easy on that. But like, to get a podcast to get like over 10,000 views in like the first year, that's I feel like that's really good. Like I really do, because those are like, some of our episodes are an hour and a half long, dude. Like, you know what I mean? For people to sit there and listen to us for that long, for not just 15-20 second clips or 60-second clips,
Excuse me.
the people that no, you're good. The people that listen to all of our episodes and stuff, like, that is amazing to me. I appreciate the views. That's my number one, like, makes me feel good about this.
Hell yeah, man. And Fuck, I was gonna say something a minute ago. So in a sense, without how do I say, unknowingly we've become an influencer. You know, you have these people that are on
Oh,
Instagram or
whoa, whoa,
TikTok.
whoa, whoa, whoa. I am an influencer.
Okay,
Excuse
you're
me, sir. Let me correct you right there. You can speak
well.
for you and Joe, but I am an influencer now, sir.
I'm very happy
No, I'm kidding.
that
I'm
you brought
kidding.
this up. No, 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 because unknowing to the world and Joseph, myself, and you probably knew, but we are influencers. You know, people listen to what we have to say, whether they agree with it or disagree with it. Like I said, it'll spark something in someone's mind to get them to start thinking differently, or maybe like opening their mind to something. What do you think the difference is between you on your page of TikTok and your 50 something thousand followers and me and Joe only on this podcast? And I'm not talking about followers, I'm talking about influence. Do you think that your page that you do on TikTok is something that influences people, or are you only considered
Absolutely.
an influencer because you have X amount of followers?
No, so well, my out of my 50,000 followers, like even out of that, that's like a bullshit thing because, and I will admit this, as much as I like, say like that and whatever and good fun, I want to get more followers because out of the 50,000, it's because I had a few videos that went viral, hit like 7 million views, 3 million views, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And out of those videos, I ended up getting a lot of clicks where people followed my profile. But out of my 50,000 followers, I probably have like 50 followers that actually have messaged me in my TikTok DMs that are like, yo, like they'll comment on one of my new TikToks. And then like when they send it to me and like comment, they'll be like, yo, dude, this one was hilarious. I swear to God, I love all your videos, like blah, blah, blah. Or some people that come in my lives and be like, yo, oh my God, I've been following you. I like your stuff, blah, blah, blah. And like just a lot of the stuff that they tell me. And I can't think of like anything specific because it hasn't been in a while. Because now
Right.
I've had like the 50,000 followers for like a couple months. And when I go live, I get those same like 20 or 30 people
Mm-hmm.
rotation or whatever. Like I don't get all 50 at once, but I might get like a few in this live, a few in that live and whatever. And but like this kid Stacks, he's like 14 years old. He does like content of him playing video games and stuff. Loves my content, always comes to my live, sends me gifts sometimes. Dude, 14 years old in like another country. I think he's in Australia.
Using the Spanish credit card to give you money. That's what's up. Shout out to that guy.
Well, no, he gets gifts and stuff on TikTok. And since he's so young that he can't cash it out, he sends it to other people.
Oh, that's nice.
But see, that's what I mean. Like, I know that because I talked to him. Or like, there's this girl Cassie that like she's like a stay-at-home mom and like she does t-shirts and stuff. And like we followed each other, and because I was doing the t-shirts and shit on the side before.
Right.
So it was just funny because like there's so many people like that I've met through the app now that message me on a regular basis or contact me, or when they see me live, like come in and ask me how I'm doing or catch up with me or whatever.
You
And it's
created friends, pen pals, essentially.
a community in a sense. And
Yeah.
that's my goal is, and that's why now I want more followers. That's why now I'm like, okay, I want to have 50K. Now I want to get 100K because out of that 50K, like I said, I got like 50 people that are actually in like an actual like closer than just following me. You know what I mean? And if I can
Gotcha.
make that grow, that's what'll be awesome.
So now, what I was going to say before about like this whole influencing thing, do you think that you've been able to reach more people through this podcast or through a personal TikTok? And I'm not like comparing
Well,
listeners to followers. I'm talking
Tik
about,
TikTok is more funny for me. Like it's more like when I'm in a good mood, not having a bad day type of thing. Like if I'm feeling emotional one day or something happened or something, that's not the day for me to TikTok. But like, it's always fun stuff and funny stuff. Like that's why like TikTok and
that's your
Instagram, those
outlet.
apps. But that's why like when people are like, oh, these apps are so fake or blah, blah, blah. That's what that is for most people. It's like when you're at your happy point, you want to show someone like, oh, this is so cool. Or, I'm so happy about this. And those are the things you want to share. You don't ever want to share something when you're unhappy. So like when people say, oh, these apps are so fake, it's not that they're meant to be. You know what I mean? It's that people want to share when they're happy about something. Those are the things that they're going to want to put out there, not about the negative stuff.
So
The
let me
negative
ask you
stuff you're
this
going to want
now.
to share with a closer circle.
How does it make you feel when you're feeling really good and
Well,
wait, well, hold on.
I just want to finish answering your question. I just want to say,
Go.
so the podcast would be my answer. Like, I definitely feel like we reach more
To
people through the
reach more
podcast.
people.
Yeah, because TikTok
Okay.
and stuff is more fun stuff and funny shit and like whatever. But go ahead, what were you gonna say?
I'm gonna write this down. Okay, because I'm gonna
so
forget
mad. I left
that.
my vape upstairs when I put the baby to bed, and I've been wanting it the whole time. But
Bro, don't even stress it.
I know. I knew you were gonna say that.
Come on,
And that's
let's
why I'm
go.
like just holding out.
Let
So
go.
fucking go.
What the fuck was I gonna say? Okay, here we go. And when you're having a really good day and you're feeling good about something, and you're like, you know what? I want to make a fucking TikTok, and you post it, and you're real happy about it, and you're excited, and it doesn't get as many views or likes as you want. Then how do you feel?
That makes that
ahead.
doesn't bother me as much until
Does
I
it-
post a
does it
fucking
switch your
TikTok
mood
the
up,
next
though?
day. No, until I post a TikTok the next
next
day.
day,
Then
and
I'm
that
like,
one does
I don't
better?
really care about, and that one goes fucking viral. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this the one that goes viral? And I got so many other ones that are better. That's the shit I hate about TikTok. But no, other than that,
funnier yesterday.
I don't mind that though, because honestly, at the end of the day, like I said, I just want to grow the community. I just want everyone to see my stuff. So if I can get any video to get more views, I don't care if it's one that's like I didn't like as much or I liked more this one, blah, 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 because in the future, if I'm getting views for the ones that I don't like as much now, but I'm still getting followers, I'm still getting this in the future, at some point, the ones that I do like more are going to be the ones that people see more of, because that's the end game, is to keep getting followers, to keep getting to that point. To that point, keep making content that now people like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to stop making content once I have the followers. Like, the whole goal is to get people that are interested in me to keep following me and, you know, like my stuff or whatever. And I like that because a lot of my followers give me ideas too. Some people like send me stuff in DMs. They'll send me a TikTok. Yo, you should do this. Or yo, I had an idea about this. Or like blah, blah, blah. That's how, like, okay, so you remember like when we were talking in front of my house a couple weeks ago and I was like, yo, give me a character. And then we started talking about
Yeah.
So we were like making up a whole segment, which I still want to do, by the way.
Which we will.
And I'm not going to ruin it because that's why I'm like, I want
Yeah.
to do it. But someone told me that. They were like, why don't you talk to like one of your friends that you know from TikTok and like just make something up, like ask them some questions and like let's see where it goes from there, and then make the TikTok after. So that's why when we were standing there, I was like, you know what? And D, give me a character, give me this, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about it. And look what happened. We created a whole fucking scenario. We could make like a whole skit off of that, dude. And that's what they do in like Saturday Night Live and shit like that, dude. You know what I mean? That's how people make YouTube short videos now and pages and stuff and whatever. And like, it's that fucking easy. It's literally sit in a fucking circle, brainstorm. And okay, we got an idea. Write some lines down, tape it, put it on the computer, fucking mash it together, edit it. And honestly, I'm not like the most amazing editor, but like I have basic editing skills. You know what I mean? Like, that's all you need. Clip the shit together and boom, see how many views it gets. And even now, like I've been doing TikTok.
Throw shit at a wall and see what sticks.
Dude, I've been doing TikTok for almost 3 years now. The first year I made like chump change, nothing. Like, because it was like 6 months after I did it where I got like the creator fund and blah, blah, blah and all that.
Right, I remember that.
But then like last year, I'd made like a few $100. This year, I'm gonna make over $1,000. I mean, $1,000 for the year is not great, but as like a little side thing on the side or whatever, it's extra change and whatever, and it's growing each year. Bro, if you're telling me 2 or 3 years from now, like I can be big enough on TikTok where I'm making like a few extra grand a year, maybe even close to 10 grand a year, that'd be amazing. If it's more than that, like some of these guys, like, did you hear what Tony's doing? No, you didn't, because you don't even know who he is. You know who Two Turn Tony is?
Yeah, we've talked about him a few times. He's the guy that does the thing with his mom, right? Or something. He like
and his dad, and they do the beer bong and like all that type of shit, the ski mask girl and all that. So he's gained a lot of followers on TikTok. I want to say he's like 13 million, 15 million, something like that. Shit. This kid, if you watch the video, I got to send it to you about the contest, because it shows him when he started out making videos, and he was like a nerdy ass kid, braces, scrawny kid, this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, you sent it to me.
And then all of a sudden, like, came out to be this thing. But he's been doing content the whole time. The whole time while he was working on, he's been doing content for like 6-7 years, dude. He only got big in the last like year or two. But anyway, there's this like content, or there's this like whatever website that he's a part of, or an app or whatever that he's a part of, and they're doing this contest. And it's like the next viral person, the next big person, and he's helping pick that person or whatever. It's like a month-long contest, and he's helping, like, you know, do that because he's grown his account so far. they're giving $1 million to the kid who wins or the person that wins the contest.
See,
And
but
all
like,
you have to
who was
do,
giving $1 million?
I forget. He said it in the video. I got to send it to you. But so it's a minute. You have to send a minute video of why you should be the person that receives the million and like whatever. And then they're going to just decide. But you're supposed to send in a minute video basically of like why
Okay,
you think you
here's
should
a
win.
minute video of me saying, because I'm broke and I need the money and I want to do shit that I can't do because I don't have money because I'm broke. Thanks.
But see, that's the thing is, if
No,
that's
that's
the
everyone's
case,
broke.
like, and think about
Everyone's
it like
broke.
this: do you go sympathy? Do you try and give like I could
You're gonna
say
make some shit up and be like,
no,
I
not
don't
even
have-
make some shit up. Listen to this. I could say, and this is true, not trying to like paint the like sad picture here or whatever, but like people can do this, and these are just facts of my life.
Are you gonna fake cry?
No.
Oh,
But these
that
are
would have
just
been
facts
great.
of my
I would have
life.
believed you.
I've been emancipated since I was 15. My mom died when I was 15. I've been on my own, working a job ever since I dropped out of high school. I got my GED when I was 22 because my girlfriend made me. That girlfriend turned into my fiance / wife now, who now we have 2 kids with, and I've been with for 13 years. We've struggled forever to just make a better life for our kids now, and just however, living and blah, blah, blah in New York and the way everything has been. I suffered with my sister through going through drug addiction and recovery way back in the day, 10, 20 years ago, whatever it was. But between my mom dying, my brother-in-law passing away, well, I shouldn't say brother-in-law, but my sister's
Yeah.
boyfriend or whatever it was, they were, close, passing away 6 months later, to all the struggles we went through after that. Bro, I was living in Curtis's house, to Kelly's basement, to not knowing where I was going to go, to having a fucking family and being okay. Like, I could tell my fucking sob story is my point of what I'm saying. Do you
See,
go
but a
that
lot of
sympathy
people
route though?
is
Do you
but a
go
lot of
the
people wouldn't consider that a sob story or sympathy. They would say that's a success story because of where you were in such a bad place. Look at everything you've come from and now where you are. So they're gonna say this is the triumph of Frank. It's not the sad story of Frank.
so is that
Sad
somebody that deserves to win though? Or that's what I'm saying.
because
Or
it
do
looks like you have a
make
beautiful family now. It's different if
what do
it's
you mean
like,
looks like? We
you
do.
ready for
My
this? I'm
kids
gonna
are
make
fucking
up a
amazingly
scenario,
beautiful. My
which
wife
is
is gorgeous.
of course, but I'm gonna make up a scenario now, and this is gonna be a little touchy subject, and I don't mean to offend anyone because to all people, fact or fictitious, this is just coincidence. But I had a beautiful family, and we would drive on the expressway, and a drunk driver hit us, killed my daughter, my wife, left me crippled, and my daughter blind. My other daughter blind, and because I was unfit to raise my child, social services took her away, put her in a foster family. I haven't seen my daughter in 7 years, but I know where she is. Every time I write her a letter, I got to return
I
to
get it.
sender.
I get
You know what
it.
I'm saying? Like,
I
that's
get
a
it.
tragic story.
I get it.
That's some shit people will go with, whether
Okay,
it's
but
real or
all right.
fake.
So
They
this
will
was
do
my
that
point.
to get to that level of I need this money, because when it comes down to money, people will act funny.
Well, see, but this is my point. So sending in a video like that, do you go like the sympathy route? Do you go the try to be the funniest route? Do you do something crazy and outlandish to like try and get the most views or be the wildest? Or what is the best way to win a contest like that? Especially for someone like him, he's all of the above. Not to say in the first two, in the sadness and like the sympathy card, but like between the comedy and the stuff that he does with his family, being wild and crazy, getting kicked out of fucking golf courses and his grandfather's retirement home, to fucking beer bonging everywhere, like partying, like
I'll tell you the truth.
how do you let someone like that pick you for first?
Because this is the route I would go. And you're going to say, oh, it's so typical. But I would be like, listen, there's people in the world that need this money more than me, 100%. But if you let me, okay. What you do on your own time, Frank.
No, that's what you sound like right now.
This is what I'm saying. You allot me this money, I will change other people's lives for the better, not just my own. If you grant me this $1 million, I will build homes for the homeless. I will build orphanages.
If you got a single $1 million, you're not building homes for the homeless.
Okay, but also this is the route you got to take if you want $1 million, Frank. No one's gonna give you. You think
the $1 million is literally creator
$1 million?
He says it in the thing. The $1 million is literally creator fund. This is to help someone get to the next level. This is to take your creating to the next level. So like, It's to show that you're going to be the next big creator if you had more funding to be able to do it.
Well, I would fail because I don't want to be a big creator. I want to be a little guy off the grid in tiny homes and with a farm somewhere. Fucking eat my potatoes and carrots like everybody else.
See,
so if you give me $1
me-
million, I'm going to start a community
can
of 75 to 100 people, and everyone's going to be involved. We're going to just.
Can I get you back on for a second? Put you
Are we
back
going
on
to talk
my train.
about like
No, let me put you
remembering
back
how we
on my train
started this
for a second.
podcast, or are we going to talk about you
Yeah.
trying to win this fake contest? That's not even
No,
real.
but no, we'll just kind of like blending it all together. Let's get back on
Go
this
for
train
it.
here.
Go for it.
That's the end game, bro. Like getting famous to get the money, to purchase the huge land, to get everyone that we're close to get in our own little community. Like we've talked about this.
That's an
Getting
oxymoron. How are you going to try to get famous to
Nah.
then go to a tiny community where nobody knows
Bro,
you?
famous doesn't last forever. Famous
Why do
lasts
you want
for
to
a
be
few
famous?
years.
I just want.
Because famous lasts for a few years. Have fun for the few years, make a lot of money, get all that money, take it, go somewhere. Hey, family, whoever's family, we all want to go. Okay, boom. We got like 50 people. Let's make a little community on this huge piece of land, and we'll make like exactly like you said. I want to do my own fucking animals, my own fucking food, my own fucking land. Let's all just live peacefully. Dude, if I could get like my family, Karen's brother and his family, my sister, her family, your family, like everyone like that's close to me in that whole web. Ryan,
I don't know.
family.
I'm going to have a screening process. Just
hold
because they're
on.
my family doesn't mean that they belong in the community.
Well, you know what I mean, though? Like Ryan, his family, like all the people that are close to me like that.
People
if I get them all to come live in this community, and it's like everybody have their own house in this community, but everybody's going to have their, contribution. But every night we all eat dinner together. Like that would be cool to me, like as a community, like, like, listen, like we all grow our food together. We all like, everybody has their part, everybody this, blah, blah, blah. But we got one long dinner table that we're all eating together every night.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. To me, that like, we've talked about this, the history they want you to know, like, dude, if there's something that I could say, my message has changed. And this is why I asked you this in the beginning. So get back to it. In the beginning, I was like, I want to do a podcast. Let's do anything we can do to get views, to get famous. That was my thing. Like, and that's why I asked you yours first, because it was more meaningful and I knew that. But at first for me, it was just anything to get big. You know me. I always wanted to get more followers. I always wanted to get more views. I always wanted to get bigger. Anything to get big and famous, rich, whatever. Now, especially after talking to your boy, Mr. White, but like now, I feel with more power comes more responsibility thing. But like now I'm just like, I want to talk about things that get people's minds going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
I don't have to spread positivity. I don't have to spread negativity. I don't have to this, blah, blah, blah. I want to get you to think for yourself. There are so many people in this world that are just so used to doing what other people do, going with the flow. Exactly. Like just automatic, whatever, rotation.
Dramatic. I had to. I'm sorry.
You're good. But yeah, like if we could break that cycle, any person we could break out of that cycle is a win for me now.
Absolutely. And like for me, it does like the views.
Question shit. Sorry.
Question everything, man.
Question it. Question shit. Like think like that. If that's the message, you know what I mean? But I'm sorry. What were we gonna just say?
I don't know.
The views. Something about the views.
Oh, so like the views are great. Don't get me wrong. When we hit something that hits X amount of views, I'm like, yo, that's great. That's fucking awesome. If we don't hit any, I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe like some people listen to it. And maybe this is a topic that just wasn't really flowing for everybody, But the stuff that gets people going is obviously comedy because people love to laugh. So when we did a bunch of the stuff of like the would you rather or random ass questions or most likely to, those are fun episodes for us. That's just people listening to us bullshit. Like I said, campfire conversations, shit like that. Just us chilling, people listening to me, you, and Joe being best friends, which I've heard a lot of feedback on it. And they're like, yo, we vibe so well together. At the same time, it's like, you guys, it's like we're not even there. My sister, she's like, yo, it's like I'm in the room with you and I want to yell at you guys because I want to be involved, but I'm not because I'm in California. I'm like, no doubt, that's what's up.
I have a few people that have said it to me, my sister Ryan.
Yeah,
When they listen, they'll be like yelling at us to the phone, like we can
yes,
hear
my
them.
sister says it all the time. My friend Jess from North Carolina, she's like, I feel like I'm right there with you guys, and I love that. That's the vibe that we want.
Oh, I hear you.
But it has changed in somewhat of a curvature direction, not for a better or worse, but in a lot of the other episodes that we talk about these topics, some of them are controversial, some of them are eye-opening, but like you said, it's, I just want people to think for themselves, be every day. All right, think about it like this: with Socrates and all this shit from back then, these philosophers, yeah, all these philosophers from back then, they didn't have any way to spread their news. They would go down to this town square and they would sit by the fountain and they would just talk and people would listen to them. This is like similar but different when you go into Manhattan and you get somebody in Union Square preaching about Jesus Christ and the Bible. He's out there trying to preach this thing. Some people listen, some people just walk on by. But back then, when they thought that the earth was flat, and a lot of people started to be like, no way, this guy's crazy. But some people were like, hold on a second, this guy's making sense. It just grew and spread from there into spider web. And that's kind of what we have today. That's why I'm going to round this up. That's why I pick topics that I like about aliens and shit like that, that we don't physically see, other dimensions, afterlife. What happens to our soul and our consciousness?
No, I hear you.
There you go. I'm sweating now. I got to put a fin on. That one took a lot out of me.
All right, so can I tell you something that I can't stop thinking about like that? Like, it's funny that you just said that. I just said like 4 times, but because you just said that, I've been thinking about this all week, and I'm not joking in the sense, Danny, I've been thinking about this all week. Every day, at some point of the day, I think about this, and for like at least an hour, and I'm like, "Fuck!"
Doesn't it blow your fucking mind?
This fucking guy, fucking got in my head. But here's the two things that I keep going back and forth about. Okay. My fist is a ball. Okay, this is the earth. This is the earth.
Here's the earth.
Forget all this stuff. Forget all this stuff. If you're on the bottom somewhere here, like in South America or whatever, one of the southern countries, Australia, whatever, you're in Australia, or I'm in North America, we can't both look at the same spot in the sky. That's not possible, right?
Correct.
I get that. I understand. Like, you can't be like down here looking up at. I get that. But if the earth is flat, how come every other planet we see is fucking round? We're not the only fucking flat one. So I keep going back and forth. I'm like, because, and not to say like I hate it, because a lot of people are going to listen to this without hearing the other episode and be like, what the fuck do you mean? The earth is not flat, you stupid. And don't get me wrong, you have to go back and listen to the history they want you to know. And
there's
some other stuff that we're going to be posting,
as well,
that we have coming up. The flat earth theory is not as crazy as people fucking think. There are so many maps, and obviously people know there are old maps from back in the day because they think that that's what we thought and blah, blah. There's reasons that they thought that. These people used to go through the fucking ocean without any of these cell phones, any of these maps, and use the fucking stars as navigation. Now, you're telling me if you're leaving Australia and you're leaving fucking Europe, you're fucking using the same fucking stars to use as a map if the earth is round? How is that fucking possible? You're not looking at the same fucking spots if you're both looking up. But again, if you're looking out in the fucking planets, how is every other fucking planet round and we're the only fucking flat one? Makes no fucking sense to me. My theory on this, because I've been thinking about it all week, and I swear to God. So this is my theory. Thank you, baby. I'm just pulling my vape. So this is my theory.
Suck it, Frank. Yeah. Got it.
An asteroid or some sort of like whatever, maybe another planet or whatever, was in an orbit on fire or whatever, like how, like shooting stars or asteroids, whatever.
They have that tail.
Exactly how it has that tail. And at some point it went through some part of space that was so cold or whatever that it just froze. Collected.
Okay.
And that ice ball or that fireball froze. And so now we have a flat surface with like three-dimensional bottom, so it's not like a sphere,
like the top of an iceberg but upside down.
Yes, exactly. If an iceberg was upside down and like the flat surface had green area in in the center, because the sun could have melted part of. So let's say, okay, the Earth's been here for millions of years, right? But our theories from the history they want you to know is saying that all this stuff has only happened in like thousands of years. So if you put those theories together like that and say, okay, if it was some frozen ball, but then the sun beating on it, you all know how a magnifying glass can fucking burn something. The sun beating on it from this direction every day, going, whatever, melted so much over so many millions of years. And then in the last like thousands of years, aliens come put this DNA in these animals and blah, blah, blah. And then we evolve and then de-evolve. And then after the de-evolution, we erase records, book burn, blah, 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 all the stuff we've talked about in the sense of like building these fucking 13 fucking towers of fucking world domination. And okay, let's let them forget what happened before they were here, but still getting on with the whole fucking plan of knowing what happened before they were here. To me, that's the theory. It's a fucking it's so a comet that like had a fucking green pasture because it melted down. And I don't know. I've been thinking about it all week. I'm just saying the point is he fucked my head up. Well, and I need to talk about this now for more weeks to come.
I got you. And that's totally fine. But this is exactly what's going on in your head right now. You have a million different ideas that you.
I'm sorry, I got scrambled.
It's okay. No, it's cool. This is what I'm going to get at. You have a million different ideas that have been awoken from a dormant sleep because I have a friend that I brought onto the show that made you think differently, which is what our podcast is somewhat what we're wanting us to do with other people.
And that's why I said, like, especially him specific as a guest, I would love to bring him back on regularly as a guest. Like we have Darren, we have like our regular guest. He's someone I would like to bring on regularly with Joe, especially. We have to get him and Joe together.
He's a cool guy.
Like there's so many different people that I've talked theories with that like I've been like halfway always. You know this. I've been a step in the pool, but not all the way in. Like, okay, but
dipping your toes in.
He made me cannonball like Macaulay Culkin practicing cannonballs in Home Alone 2 at the Plaza Hotel.
The ding dang dong Plaza Hotel.
Like, I swear to God. I say that because we watched it last night. But
great. Was that your first Christmas movie of the season?
Do you know that Karen said to me when it first came on, I've never seen this one, I've only seen the first one. And she remembered it
right now. Get her here right now.
She remembered it because the pigeon lady. That was when she was like, oh, the two turtle doves and the pigeon lady. And she was like, okay, I have to see this one. And it's been a long time. Well, when I told her that. But so that's what made her remember.
Christmas movies for me.
Me too. I said, I was like, Home Alone 2 is better than one. Lost in New York. I was like, what? This is the better one.
I like it.
Oh, but it was funny because we watched it, last night. But
so my friend came on and he started to open up your mind to certain things, and this
more
is
than
what my
anyone
hopes
else
were.
ever has.
Right.
And wait, hold on. Sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, you took a deep breath. I have a feeling you're going to collapse if you don't let some air out.
Because so even like when I said in the other past episode about like the whole ghost thing being in my back seat, I was like a real non-believer back then. And even talking to Karen and so many events and things that have happened, she took me to see Teresa Caputo one time. And that made me like, so she's a medium. That's for Long Island. Yeah. And we went to see her in the Westbury Theater. First of all, there was like a few thousand people there. She came and talked to me out of like a few thousand people. After that, some of the stuff that she said just made me believe more. And then ever since then, like it's always been like little things. But like I said, I've always had like a toe dipped in. I've never fully whatever. And the way that this guy has talked to us now, the last couple of times I've talked to him, like it's the way that he explains things. I don't know, man. Like he
breaks it down for you so that it's simple. Yeah. Well, so like I said, man, there's a topic. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, so to get back to like where we were originally, like I originally was like, oh, I don't care where we go with the podcast as long as we get views and whatever. But now, like I do like getting on this whole conspiracy kick. I do like opening people's minds to like think about this. You don't have to believe what we're saying, but think about it.
And to bring it back again, that's what my ultimate goal was, because if you have a microphone, wedding singer Adam Sandler says it the best. I have a microphone. and you will listen to every goddamn word I have to say, or I will strangle you with it. And that's with great power comes great responsibility. We have a podcast. We're going on close to 100 episodes. Most of our stuff is fun and light, and it's funny because we joke about shit. We have ongoing joke about you going to jail and enjoying it. You know,
The dolphin thing.
right? That was a good one. You know, but there's
Oh,
stuff. Oh my God, Kim's Convenience. Like there's these topics that are just, it's funny.
Wait,
But then there's, go ahead.
if there's anything that someone, because I know, like, again, we have like the Jessicas and the Nick and Anitas and the regulars of every weekly visits. If you guys got a comment on this one, what was your favorite moment of the show? Because for me, it was Kim's Convenience. Still to this day, my favorite clip was Danny going on Netflix and Kim's Convenience, that whole clip coming on.
It sounded like Asian porn.
And it's funny because I still like after we recorded it, I still thought it was porn until like months later. I was on Netflix and I went past Kim's Convenience and I heard the same oh yeah, and I was like, no fucking way. So it was funny.
Finally, it comes to light.
But forever, that will still be my favorite clip, and I'll still share that on social media as like what it was.
Oh, I think for me is when you were trying to sound it out. I'll watch that just to laugh, to make myself feel better during the day. I do. But like I was saying, some of it's light and fun, and we have a great time doing it because we're just bullshitting. But like you said, opening people's minds, getting people to think. I don't think between you, Joe, and I, we have any intention on swaying people's minds to believe left or right, blue or red, you know, whatever the case is. But it's a matter of being an individual. Where we come from, you're listening to us. Some people could be like, yeah, fucking right. Others could be like, okay, wait a second. That's all I ask for, is people to have an open mind in life. Because with everything, you don't know until you try it. I hated broccoli as a kid. It's my favorite vegetable now. I hated lobster as a kid. I love eating lobster now. You know why? Because my father said, if you don't try it, you'll never know. However, I still don't like anal, so whatever. Anyway.
You try it?
Yeah. Not on me, on them, but you know
I know what you meant.
I knew you were gonna go with this one. You sick son of a bitch. You tried to milk him, didn't you?
I knew what you meant, and I was just leaving it bland because I was like,
I know. That was funny. I do want to just
sorry.
Say one last thing. We mentioned before, and we just rolled with something else, so we didn't get a chance to actually touch on it. But one of the most important things to me about this podcast, or I wouldn't even most important, yeah, but also most, I guess you could say, exciting things, is that we've hit 15,000, 18,000, 25,000 views or people throughout the world who have listened to our voice. People who've never even heard of Frank, Joe, and Danny, but they know who the Specialists of Nothing are. We have people who listen to us in France, Germany, fucking Wales, Austria. Like, it's crazy the amount of people. When you look it up on Buzzsprout and you break up the demographics, there's people in Brooklyn, Manhattan. That's all common shit. But we have people in Utah, Wisconsin, in fucking Asia who listen to us. And I think that's great. So shout out to everyone everywhere who listens to us. And I think that that's real important, because as a belief that we had in this podcast starting out as nothing turning into something, we appreciate that. And I know that we wrap up every episode with this, but like, it's genuine and from the heart, and I love that.
No, I hear you. So just to like throw a couple out there, like whatever, like, yeah, dude, we have literally been heard all around the world.
We are worldwide. And that's crazy.
In every continent, we have some sort of downloads. I'm looking at it right now, like just from Buzzsprout. That's just audio, not counting YouTube, because we have had some videos that have done well on YouTube too. But just for like the audio side of like Buzzsprout, like Europe, Asia, Africa, South America, North America, and I don't know what Oceania is, but
that's beyond the ice walls.
So they are listening. Yeah, like we've had listens literally everywhere worldwide. That's
That's
amazing to me,
insane.
dude. That's awesome.
But that's why I feel so strongly about our positive message. And like I said, great power, great responsibility. We could talk about
Right.
shit, people will listen, but we talk about inspirational shit, people will share.
Yeah, I hear you. I agree.
So on that note, thank you all for listening. We really hope you enjoy our content. Thank you for the likes, listens, shares, and follows. Frank and Danny and Joe, specialists in nothing. Joe's not here right now, but please leave a message.